Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Good
What
evening.
a wonderful day in the great city of Lamar. Wonderful day to have a regularly scheduled meeting. City of Lamar City Council, regular agenda of August 25th, 2025. Notice is hereby given that the City Council of the City of Lamar, Texas will conduct a regular meeting August 25th, 2025, beginning at 6 p.m. in council chambers at 1109 B Bayou Road, Lamar, Texas, as well as via video conference hosted through Zoom. In accordance with section 551.127B of the Texas Government Code, the presiding officer and quorum of the Lamar City Council intend to be and will physically be present at 1109 B Bayou Road, Lamar, Texas. This location will be open to the public. The meeting will be broadcast at this location on channel 16 and via YouTube. The council will meet for the purpose of considering the following agenda. The meeting has been called to order. Ms. Nance, would you give us a roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Councilmember District A,
Present.
Councilmember District B,
Present.
Councilmember District C,
Present.
Councilmember District D,
Present.
and Mayor.
Present. Thank you, ma'am. We will now have our invocation. We'd like to ask Councilmember Kimberly Yancey to lead us in our invocation, followed by Councilmember Tanya Griffin to lead us in our pledge. Stand if you're able, please.
Father God, we come to you this evening, God, thanking you for your grace and mercy. We ask that you, Lord, you forgive us of all of our sins of omission and commission. Father, we pray for our city. We ask that you bless it, that you protect us. We pray for our children and the elderly. We pray for those, Lord, who need you the most. Father, help us to call on your name. Help us to lean on you. Give us wisdom, God. Show us the way. Bring us together and let us know that our one purpose is to lead the city and to be servants and to be the best city that we can be. And what is a city but its citizens? So help us, protect us, and lead and guide us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, ladies. Now at our citizens participation period. Item 4, limited to 3 minutes per person. Ms. Nance, is the clock available today? Very good. Comments from the public will be heard at this time. Any person with city-related business who has signed up may speak to council. It will be limited to 3 minutes. If wishing to speak, to give the mayor or the presiding officer your full legal name, address, and item you wish to speak about. Compliance with Texas Open Meetings Act, the city may not deliberate on comments. Personal attacks will not be allowed, and personnel matters should be addressed to the city manager during normal business hours. Press *6 to mute or unmute yourself if you're participating via telephone. If you're participating via the Zoom platform on a smartphone, tablet, or computer, there should be a microphone icon in the lower portion of your screen. If you are here with us in person, there is a microphone and a podium center aisle. There is a clock to my left and to your right. When your name is called, you may approach, and you will have 3 minutes. Mr. Kevin, are there any persons online wishing to speak? Very good. Let's move to those that are here in person. Mr. Eduardo, is it Cano? Cano, welcome, sir. Name and address for the record.
Yeah, my name is Eduardo Cano. My address is 5108 Fleming Street, Lamar, Texas, 77568. And the reason I'm here today is I moved here from Houston in 21, and about 2 years ago I decided I have 2 acres. I wanted to split the property and build another house. But ever since then, I've never had any luck going to the permit center. They don't know anything. They never give me any answers. They give me the runaround. So about almost a year ago, I got serious and I said, you know what? I'm gonna hire somebody to help me. I paid these people about $8,000 to just help me deal with all this stuff. And they did the survey and everything, but same thing. They got to the city and they just couldn't get nothing. And now they're not even answering my calls. So I said, you know what? Let me take it myself and go out there and try to get them. I went to the permit development with Marque. They sent me to appraisal. Why? You're good as mine. They told me they have nothing to do with it. Send me back. They told them that the reason they sent me there is because they didn't know what to do. Finally, I got the address, one of the guys' names that was in charge that I just heard he recently got fired this week. So I sent them I needed a letter saying that what I wanted to do was permissible, that it just being subdivided to give it to my bank so they could give me permission to do the whole thing. They had to get with their civil engineer. Then the civil engineer emailed me back, said, hey, you can do it. I sent them the letter. So this guy, I forgot his name, can put a letterhead on it and send it to you. Well, he got fired, so he's definitely not going to send me the letter. So right back to square one. And I mean,
Yes, sir.
yeah, I need some help from somebody to get over to development or permitting
sir.
or whatever.
If we
Yes,
can
I'll-
get your name and number, then
ma'am.
we can definitely reach out and help you.
Yes, ma'am. Who would I give that to?
We have it here.
Yes, ma'am. It's on there.
We have it here. I'll forward this to you right now.
Thank you,
Ms.
sir.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, man. And if I gotta keep coming back, I'll just keep coming back. I don't wanna I'm already here, man. I've been trying and I wanna get it done, man. I want to be part of this community, adding another house. I mean, I guess it's good for everybody, right?
Yes, sir. Well, this, Ms. Holly is our city manager.
Okay,
And so she is the person responsible for the day-to-day operations of our city.
yes, sir.
And so it's in her hands now. So I assume that you will get a phone call
Yes, sir.
here sooner rather than later.
I believe that guy's name was Jason, I think, if,
That is correct.
yes, ma'am. All
Yes,
right.
sir. Sorry
Thank
about
you.
that. Yes. sir. No,
Oh.
no, she should contact you within the next couple of days, I would assume, Ms. Holly.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Robert Mischich. Name and address for the record. Welcome, Robert.
Robert Ch.16, 24 North Curlew, Marque. This is more of a question for Ms. Holly. Since y'all are through, done with your budget pretty much, when can we expect an updated general fund balance sheet with all the ledger on it with everything?
We're currently putting that together right now. And we've been working with a company called OpenGov that's helping us convert all those numbers because we're updating our financial, but you should have that fairly short order.
And hopefully it will also show what our current reserve fund is. and
Yes.
What we project. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. The other follow-up is in past several months, contact with some of our state legislators about our grants that we've had. And got a call from one of them and evidently y'all have been under investigation, with the GLO here about those funds. And I'm just looking to see if you can provide any update on that for the public, because what I was told, there's concern about misappropriation of funds.
Not that I just met with the GLO.
Well, I got a different message from one of our state legislators.
Okay.
So, why don't y'all look into that?
Thank you, Robert. Joe A. Hicks. Welcome, Mr. Joe. Name and address for the record.
My name is Joe A. Hicks, Senior. I reside at 321 Volney Street, Marque, Texas, 77568. This is the third time I've appeared before council and Mr. Mayor about the problem with the ditches being not excavated. Y'all informed me the first time I came here back in April that it was y'all's responsibility and not the Galveston County Drainage District. Y'all also told me it's y'all's responsibility to mow the street side of the ditches. I've been mowing them for the last 20 years. A couple of weeks ago, I had considerable amount of damage done to my lawnmower. I have a zero turn, and I ended up hitting a big rock that they had buried when they put the sewer drainage. I'll talk to y'all about that. It's at the corner of Kirby and Volney. Kirby runs towards the east to the freeway, to the feeder road. And they have a sewer entrance there that was recently repaired, but they buried all those pieces of concrete. My lawnmower ended up hitting one of those, and I had a lot of damage done to it. So the first time y'all referred me to the city manager who is no longer here. That was back in April. But I was informed back then that y'all had acquired a second grade all machinery to do these excavations. So now I've been told y'all have two of them. The last time I came to the meeting, I was referred to Mr. Shannon Bro. I gave him all my information, where I reside, my telephone number. I've never gotten a phone call. I seen him pass by in a white truck, but never once stopped. I've called on Miss Kimberly, which is our councilwoman responsible for our area. Never got no return calls on that. And the last time that I was here, Channel 13 was here, and I had asked you for answers, Mr. Mayor, as to when we're going to get started with the excavations of the ditches. And you told me we could not discuss that, and you referred me to Mr. Shannon, bro. I keep crying to y'all for help because we have a serious problem. Since they have replaced those entrances to the sewers, my ditches in front of my house do not drain when it rains. It's a mosquito haven for them, which is a health problem. I just want to know, when are we going to get started?
Yes, sir.
And I thank y'all for y'all's time. I hope
Thank-
I'm not wasting my time coming to these meetings.
Mr. Hicks, again, this is not on the agenda. That's why we can't respond, because it's not on the agenda. However, Ms. Holly is here, Mr. Bro is in the back. And so you can extend that conversation if Ms. Holly will allow with Mr. Bro today.
I've done that already two times. This will be my third time doing it.
Okay.
It seems like we're not getting anywhere.
Yeah, we can't, are you asking a question?
I'm just asking for a number.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Never got a message, but I would definitely call you this week.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Mr. James Ross. Name and address for the record, please, sir.
James Ross, 414 Avenue D. I'm here to speak about agenda item 8.8. If you really want people to stop coming from other places to talk to the council, you might want to make sure that a certain council person is not speaking out and reaching out to people. I've given you a packet. The first part of the packet is a cease and desist, which goes against the Texas Citizens Participation Act. So please file the suit, pretty please. Sugar and ice cream on top. I also understand the EDC is not going to look into the grants, but was given information to look up phone call records from certain people in the city. So those open records are out there, just to make sure everybody's understanding that. So city manager, council, it's going to be up to y'all before I get all the evidence to say, yes, you need to audit those grants. All of them, not just one, but every single one of them. Because once I have the evidence, I'll just send it to outside organizations, places outside of the state of Texas. But back to my main topic here. Mr. Lowry has doxed me several times, and recently on the 17th, in a post that's inside there, he asked that anybody who felt I was having a mental health crisis to contact the Galveston County Sheriff's Department and have them come do a health and wellness check. If you do a little bit of research on health and wellness checks with disabled veterans in the country, most of those don't end real well for the veteran. Not going to jail, most of them end up going to a morgue. But I turn that over to Marque PD because if Galveston County Sheriff's Department does show up, we know where the call to action was from, and we can find out who made the call so that that false call can be prosecuted accordingly. Also at the EDC meeting, Mr. Lowry stated that he's lost $100,000 in contract. And if you go through the package, you can see he has a concrete pumping Facebook page called USA Concrete Pumping. It originally had a pump truck that was about to tip over. He threatened one of the people that he has friends with local PD all the way up to the federal government. And they might just want to stop messing around because they'll find out. Soon afterwards, that page got changed to his City of Lamarck councilperson page with the seal in the background. And then once it was posted by somebody else, hey, look what he's done to this, because it's popping up on people's feeds that this might be a group you're interested in. It got changed to a Second Amendment thing. Then he threatened to put a billboard out of that person's address. Lastly, if you look at the last page, he's asking for donations to support the Lowry family directly through Cash App and PayPal links due to the dollars to be offset for his financial losses. None of those are from the 5 of us that are on the cease and desist. There's several screenshots of him attacking other companies. So
Thank
take
you,
that
Mr.
in
Ross.
mind.
Thank you,
And
Mr. Ross.
lastly, I would like to know from the
Mr.
PD
Ross.
what's going on with my.
Thank you, Mr. Ross. Is that it, Ms. Nance? All right, ladies and gentlemen. Moved item 5. What?
6:17.
6:17. Here we go, Miss Griffin. Item 5, minutes. Gus, if you don't mind, I'm gonna read all these together. I don't hear you minding. 5 minutes. 5-1, City Council regular meeting minutes, 1/27/25. 5-2, City Council regular meeting minutes, 10/28/24. 3, City Council regular meeting minutes, 10/14/24. 4, City Council regular meeting minutes, 9/23/24. 5, City Council special meeting minutes, 9/23/24. And 6, City Council regular meeting minutes, 8/26/24. I will entertain a motion.
So move.
Is there a second? Are there any corrections, omissions, or additions? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? 6, public hearings. Conduct public hearing to hear public input on ordinance number letter O-2025-0016, amending the zoning classifications for attractive land out of the SF Austin League number 4, abstract number 2, 0.756 acres of land, being a portion of lot 55 of the mainland homesteads, a subdivision in Galveston County, Texas, according to the map or replat thereof recorded in plat record 2, map number 30 of the Galveston County map records, also being known as lots 31 and 32 of the Gilbert and Nelson unrecorded subdivision. Galveston County property ID number 132658 and 132659, located approximately at the northwest corner of Fleming and Partridge. Lamarque, Texas, from a R1 single family residential to an is that an I2 industrial that comes to us from Developmental Services, and Gus will read this one as well. 6-2, ordinance number letter O-2025-0017, amending the zoning classification for attractive land out of the SF Austin League number 4, abstract number 2, 1.889 acres of land, being a portion of lot 56 of mainland homesteads, a subdivision in Galveston County, Texas, according to the map or plat thereof recorded in plat record 2, map number 30 of the Galveston County map records, also being known as lots 49, 50, 53, 54, and 55 of the Gilbert and Nelson unrecorded subdivision, Galveston County property ID number 132673, from C1 General Commercial to L2 Industrial Developmental Services. Let's take these one at a time. Ms. Nance, we are closing our regular scheduled meeting at
6:20.
let's do 6-1. We're opening our public hearing at this time. Let's do 6-1. Are there any persons online or in person wishing to speak to item 6-1? Any persons online or in person wishing to speak to item 6-1? One more time. Any persons online or in person wishing to speak to item 6.1? Hearing none, let's move to item 6.2. Are there any persons online or in person wishing to speak to item 6.2? Any persons online or in person wishing to speak to item 6.2? One more time, any persons online or in person wishing to speak to item 6.2? Hearing none, we will close our public hearing at
6:21.
and reopen our regular meeting. And we will move to item 7, old business. Items presented to council for discussion and possible action. I guess you are going to make me read this all over again, aren't you?
I here, or I can read it.
No, you want to read it, Joe?
Don't let her.
You want to?
Don't let her read it.
I'll read it. Old business items presented to council for discussion and possible action. 7.1 ordinance number letter O -2025-0016, amending the zoning classifications for attractive land out of the SF Austin League. Number 4, abstract number 2, 0.756 acres of land being a portion of lot 55 of mainland homesteads of subdivision in Galveston County, Texas, according to map or plat thereof recorded in plat record 2. Map number 30 of the Galveston County map records, also being known as lots 31 and 32 of the Gilbert and Nelson unrecorded subdivision. Galveston County property ID number 132658 and 132659, located approximately at the northwest corner of Fleming and Partridge. Marque, Texas, from R1 single family residential to L2 industrial. I will entertain a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? It's the second and final reading. Hearing none, we will call for the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? 7.2, ordinance number, the letter O -2025-0017, amending the zoning classifications for attractive land out of the SF Austin League. Number 4, abstract number 2, 1.889 acres of land being a portion of lot 56 of the mainland homesteads, a subdivision in Galveston County, Texas, according to a map or plat thereof recorded in plat record 2. Map number 30 of the Galveston County map records, also being known as lots 49, 50, 53, 54, and 55 of the Gilbert and Nelson unrecorded subdivisions of Galveston County property. ID number 132673, from C1 general commercial to L2 industrial. I will entertain a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? 8, new business items presented to council for discussion and possible action. 8.1, ordinance number 2025-0018, making appropriations for the support of the city of Lamarque for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2025 and ending September 30th, 2026, appropriating money to a sinking fund to pay interest and principal due on the city's indebtedness, and adopting the annual budget for the city of Lamarque for the 2025-2026 fiscal year administration. Ms. Holly, do you want to read us into this, or?
Just to reiterate that you've had a series of meetings on this. What we're coming in with is the 0.39805, I believe by memory, that is the exact same tax rate as you have now. The only change is that your sinking fund, or what we would call debt, is going to be at 11 cents instead of 10. And so this gives you a balanced budget.
Very good. I will entertain a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Voice vote.
Voice vote. There it is. Uh-oh. Ms. Nance.
Yes, sir. Councilmember District A,
Yes.
Councilmember District B,
Yes.
Councilmember District C,
No.
Councilmember District D,
Yes.
and Mayor.
Yes. 8.2, ordinance number 2025-0019, levying ad valorem taxes for the use and operation of the municipal government of the city of Lamarque, Texas for the year 2025-2026 tax year, providing and appropriating each levy for specific purposes, and providing when taxes shall become due and when the same shall become delinquent if not paid. Ms. Holly?
Same information. This is giving you a balanced budget. These are the ratios that the council has discussed in multiple meetings that retains last year's tax rate so that we can move forward and start the new fiscal year.
Very good. Is this a voice vote?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get it on the record. I will entertain a motion. The second,
Second.
any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Nance?
Councilmember District A,
Yes.
Councilmember District B,
Yes.
Councilmember District C,
No.
Councilmember District D,
Yes.
and Mayor.
Yes. Look at that. 8.3, resolution number letter R 2025 0035, authorizing certain officers of the city to sign and endorse checks and drafts of the city of Lamarck bank accounts. Ms. Holly, would you let the public know who those persons or who that person is?
What we're looking to do, I'm going to be one of the people that would be allowed to sign, and we've got Michaela. We've also asked if she can do that, our Human Resources Director, who has picked up a lot of the financial duties in the absence of having a finance director. And what this does is just allow us to move forward, that we can access our bank accounts. We can see what our bank deposits are, what our amounts are, and also to do what we were requested is to provide the financial documentation to the council. But right now, we need to be able to get into those documents, which left essentially with Ms. Turner.
Okay, so Ms. Holbrook? And who else?
Michaela,
Michaela?
I
And
think,
yourself?
yes, sir. This, I think,
Yes.
ma'am.
I was just in her.
Yeah.
But I'm still on you.
You're still on there?
Just a clarification, Mayor.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Are we on 8.3?
Yes, sir.
And this is sign and endorse checks and drafts of the city of Lamarck bank accounts?
Yes.
No, that Michaela.
No, I'm sorry. I'm on the investment accounts. I went to the wrong one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, apologies. This 8.3 is to add Miss Holly to the bank account. So it's still the chiefs, myself, and Miss Holly.
That's
Okay,
right.
there you go.
That I support. The other I don't.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions? Very good. Let's call for the vote. All those in favor? Aye. Uh-oh, you have a motion. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We need a
There's
motion.
no motion.
You want to make a motion?
Oh, I move that the bank accounts be amended to include Ms. Holly.
Ms. Holly, okay. So you move approval for
Yes,
this? Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? 8.4, resolution number letter R 2025 0036, authorizing certain officers of the city to sign and endorse checks and drafts of the city of Lamarck bank accounts. Ms. Holly.
This again is adding me to be allowed to do that while I'm here, so that we've got that available.
Very good. Do you have a list for that one, Ms. Nance?
It would be the same.
Same one? Okay. Very good. I will entertain a motion.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? 8.5, resolution number letter R 2025 0037, authorizing certain officers of the city as authorized representatives to administer and manage the city's investment accounts. Ms. Holland.
Yes, sir. So what this does is it's trying to provide for a reasonable way with the administration that we can access our investment accounts, because that's where we lost that ability with Ms. Turner leaving. So we do not have access to be able to manage those accounts. We can look at them, but we can't do anything. So my recommendation is that I be added, and then Michaela Halbert be added, and then the city clerk be added. When I'm no longer here, you will still have two people that you can leave in that position until the new city manager is installed. And then you can make a decision at that point about who needs to be the signers on that account.
Very good. Questions? Go ahead, Jay.
I'm opposed to Ms. Michaela. I'm opposed to anybody except the same members that we have on our other accounts, any of those individuals there. You don't have an HR person that's an employee involved in our investment pool stuff. It has nothing to do with the individual, it has to do with the positions. So if you're gonna have signatory, their signatories should be consistent. You,
Our chiefs.
the chiefs, or the city clerk, not bring in a third party over there. And we've been burned by HR individuals before. We had just been finalized litigation in that regard. So no, I'm opposed to anybody except the previous individuals that we've designated as signatories on our bank accounts should also be the same individuals on our investment pool account. That's my opinion.
Ms. Holly, what's your rationale? What's your reasoning behind Michaela?
My rationale had to do with in needing any of the financial documentation, the majority of it was coming in through Michaela because she was the keeper of the documents. And I don't have any idea how that happened, but I just know that in preparing the documents for the city with the budget and finding out what the accounts were, that was the source that I got it from. So if the concern is that the position is the wrong position, then I can certainly respect that. It's just that in this instance, that position is the one that was the most helpful in a very short time frame for helping me get up to speed with what needed to get done so that I could give you the numbers that you needed for your budget.
It's the question. Ms. Holly, when you tell me that an HR person, someone that's HR, is providing you financial information, in my world, that's a red flag. Why does an HR person have access to financial information?
She kept copies of what was sent to her. And so she was giving me documents that had been created elsewhere, but she was the repository and she had it. So
I don't even follow that logic. How she's the repository, how was she included on it? I just don't understand that. But once again, my point is the signatory should be consistent. And let's also remember, council, that if and when we get a financial director, that person will also be, that's the primary person
yeah,
responsible
it will be.
for these accounts.
This was just, it's an interim
It's an
measure.
interim.
So
Did you want to add something? Ms. Miller?
I just wanted to make a clarification. Some of the documents that are being referenced, remember our human resources manager was not always in that position. They were the executive assistant to the city manager. So they had access to files from the city manager's office that no one else in the organization would have had access to. So that might have,
That doesn't help me at all.
I was just letting you know.
That's another red flag.
Right.
Well, Joe, I mean, if we are having this conversation about Michaela, then we ought to have that same conversation about the police and the fire chief. Same difference.
In terms of what?
In terms of these people shouldn't have as much access to the financial records, the financial record keeping, financial information as our city manager and as our finance director.
But they don't there.
Well, they're the signers on
They're
the
just-
first
they're
two.
just a signatory.
But all of this is the same, Joe.
I know that they're signatories. They're not saying that they're accessing the
And
financial.
what is Michaela?
records.
What will Michaela be?
no, she would be actually, the reason to do this is
She
to
would
be able
authorized
to,
to make investment decisions.
at this point, all we're looking to do, if there's a way that would be more comfortable, is for us to be able to access those documents. In order for us to access those documents, we have to be able to be what they call signers on the account. It is not my intent that we make any changes until we have a finance director, because none of us right now are investment specialists, and we already have them in investment funds. So this is really so that the business of the government can continue until we have a finance director.
And along those lines, if there is an inquiry only contact listed, if y'all wanted to move Michaela to that,
Yeah.
that would give her the inquiry that Ms. Holly is concerned about, but may also address your concerns, Mayor Pro Tem, about being a signer. It says that it's just to make inquiries on the account, and it's in the document that's been presented to the council. So.
And Joe, I can understand where you're coming from. I'm just a little lost that if that's how we feel about the human resources director, which I get your point. Why wouldn't we feel that way about the police and the fire chief? It's a legitimate, that's a legitimate question, not a debate.
No, well, in my mind, they're both licensed individual, both licensed peace officers. in the state of Texas. That's number one. So there's something that we also can pursue if there are any problems there. But and it's not the individual, it's the position, HR, how HR in the past, let me say this, in the past, all of our accounts have been the same individuals, except for at one time Susie was the only individual on the investment pool, as I recall, because I asked her that one time. So and that was corrected later too. When I went to a class on that item. So all I'm suggesting, and to make it easy, I'll make a motion that we, who were the other two names? There were Kara and Miss Holly, that they continue as the signatories on this investment pool account.
Will have to be added. We need,
Added
because,
or
okay,
added, added. Those are the two.
So at this point, there's no one, is what you're saying.
correct.
Correct.
Okay, so if we added you and Ms. Nance, then we would at least have a good start.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I can go along with that. Yeah, I'll go along with that. Anyone else want to jump in? All right. What do we have, Ms. Nance? Do we have a motion?
A motion, but I don't have a second.
Okay, that's your motion?
Yes, sir.
We need a second for that. Anyone?
Second.
There's a second. Any further discussion?
I do want to
Miss,
just
Miss,
ask a question,
yes.
because I know you recommended that, right? So is that because you need the bandwidth to be able?
It's
because-
really trying to think through the organization that we may, if I'm not here, you're going to want someone else to be able to do it and not rely on one human. So that was why I was bringing a third party into it, but we can certainly bring this back when we have a finance director.
Okay.
And that's what I was going to suggest. Let's amend this to the third person once you find a finance director.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is that good with you, Ms. Yancey? Very good. Let's call for the vote. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you, council. 8-6. 2024 single audit. Approving the draft audit for fiscal year 2023, 2024. This is brought to us by Finance and Administration. Ms. Holly.
Yes, sir. The annual audit is late and had to push the auditors to get the information in because there was just some details that were lacking that they had not been given. So got the draft form in on Friday, which we then immediately sent out and sent it to the council. They will be giving us the final audit before September 1st, but I wanted to get this into your hands for you to be able to review it because this finishes the 24 year that ended September 30th. So we're talking over a year ago. And then as we go forward, we need to be prepared to meet what the law requires, which is within 180 days of having an audit. That would be by April. So your next audit for the year that we're in right now should be to you by April because the legislature has filed documents that we can be penalized if we don't do that. And we are ensuring that we have these in front of you before that September deadline. The auditor will be here to do a presentation for you after we get the final audit, and then they can go over the details with you. But in reviewing this document, which was 150 some odd pages, I am not seeing that they had any findings. But again, we just, as a community, we just need to continue to shore up our financial protections and make sure that we are being very respectful of the citizens' money and saving as much as we can.
Very good. Any questions for Ms. Holly? Mayor Pro Tem.
Just to clarify, you said through September 23rd, but actually this is 23-24.
Through the September 30th of 2024.
Of September 30th of you said September 23, but you meant September 24.
Yes, sir.
So this audit is 23-24.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 23-24. I see. And then you're asking for our approval today because we have a deadline of September 1st for purposes of meeting and complying with state law.
Yes, sir.
And that's why the action for today.
Yes, sir.
Correct. Okay, I understand. Well, I move approval, Mayor.
Very good.
Yeah, and just for the record, this is not in any way, shape, or form a forensic audit. This is a routine audit.
Yes, sir. What the state law requires is that you have to do what's known as a single audit, which is a very intensive audit when you get more than, by memory, $750,000 worth of federal or grant money, which we have. And so it's a detailed look at what we provide. The differences of forensic audit really is looking for specific areas of where you've had malfeasance. That's not what this does, nor does it suggest that in their review that there is any malfeasance. I mean, there's nothing like that suspected or thought of. So this is a standard single audit, which is an intensive audit that is done on an annual basis.
And so I've actually been doing a lot of research the last few weeks on audits and forensic audits. And they actually, there's a threshold for, and I don't know what this auditing firm is, but there's a threshold for what would flag, and they're not looking for fraud. They're just basically what auditors do. They can only audit the information that we give them, number one. And number two, they're basically, their objective is to clean the books to get good bond ratings from cities. And it's like 4 to 5% of routine audits, only 4 to 5% catch fraud. But auditing firms, when they're routine audits, when they're doing these, there's a threshold that they look for. It might be $200,000 that would trigger something to look into. It might be 50,000. It just depends on the size of the city. But I just want to make sure that the citizens know, and because we've had in the past where there was a misinformation page that the city created that said that they had done a forensic audit, which the city has never done that. So I just want to clarify that.
That's never happened, Joseph. Never happened.
It did.
No, it didn't.
It did.
Okay.
So
Well,
this
not
is
their
called a
grade.
single
It didn't
audit.
happen.
It's
But-
just, and it is a statutory requirement for communities to do.
That's correct.
The word scope is the word you're looking for. Scope, reason. Forensic audits have to have scope, reason, find it, and bring it to council. Then you have scope.
So I also want to clarify that these audits are not looking for corruption. They're not looking for backdoor deals from like developers and stuff like that. That's not something that they look for when they're doing these routine audits. So that would, just to clarify, that's not something that they're actually specifically looking for.
That would be the DA. You can probably talk to him or her or whoever that is. Scope is what we need. We need a scope. We need to know exactly where the malfeasance is. Bring it to the council. Council will consider it. Anything else? Go ahead, Ms. Yancey.
Ms. Holly, you were, just to put it in layman terms, you were saying that, because I'm still learning too, the audit that that the city just completed is a standard audit that the state of Texas says that every city has to do, correct?
Correct.
And does anyone on this council, do we get in there with y'all and do the audit?
No.
Absolutely not.
No, and that's a really good point because y'all have a unique charter in that in your charter, no elected official at the dais has any administrative functions. Zero. You are not involved in any of that. That is strictly from all of your appointed staff, but the elected officials have no administrative duties.
Right. So for budget year, how many audits, just standard audits, is the city supposed to have?
One.
One.
Mhm.
To the state,
Yes.
due to state law.
Mhm.
We have one, and that's due now because the law changed to September 1st.
Well, it's actually due in April and now they're putting in penalties.
Okay, so is that, okay,
Yeah,
the new law? you were
yeah,
saying.
puts in penalties. And a single audit actually is looking at all the various areas, like they look at the EDC. It's included in this. It looks at all the funds, the hotel motel. It looks at all of those component pieces and puts it in one audit, and it's called a single audit.
And what is a general audit? What does the general audit seeks to do for cities?
It is seeking to verify that your processes are sound. It does hit some issues. If they saw any misstatement of facts, or if they saw anything that looked to them like corruption or malfeasance, they would have that in their findings.
They sure would.
Now, do we have any findings? in
No,
this
ma'am.
one? Okay,
No, ma'am.
thank you.
You did say it does look at EDC, right?
Yes, it does.
Okay. For fraud.
For everything,
Okay.
for everything.
We're up here spitballing. That's all we're doing. Anything else? All right, Joe, you had motion.
Yes, sir.
Was there a second?
I don't have a motion.
I made a motion to approve, accept the audit.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Opposed.
8-7. Is that 8-7? 8-7. Awarding wastewater treatment plant rehabilitation, headworks and chemical storage rehab contract. Awarding a contract to Sustenite. Is that how you say it? Sustenite? Is that?
Yes, sir.
Sustenite Support Services LLC for the wastewater treatment plant rehabilitation, headworks, and chemical storage improvements project in the amount of $1,892,000, and the authorizing the city manager to execute the contract and related documents. Good evening, Mr. Bro.
Yes, sir.
You have the floor.
We just are coming forward with this wastewater treatment plant rehab to get approval to just to award Sustenance Support Services. We came in April or beginning of June with this, and this is a TCQ mandated project that we are planning to pay from the CO bond, the 2020 CO bond. And we're just here to seek approval for that to continue to move forward. We got our bids in. The bid actually came lower than what we had originally told y'all the project estimate was going to be. Not by much. I think I told y'all 1.9. It's 1.892. So
Very good. Any questions for Mr. Bro?
I do.
Go ahead, Joe.
yes, sir.
For clarity, this was with regard to the screen.
The screen, the whole headworks process, the gates, the screen, the chemical feed, so the chlorine and the SO2 feed at the treatment plant.
Of the existing.
Yes,
of
sir.
our
Existing. That's
service.
correct. This was a SEP agreement that we had made with TCQ due, so it was either, they're gonna either fine us or we're gonna do a project that instead of getting fined.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Hearing none, we will entertain a motion. The second,
Second.
any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote.
Aye.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We were getting ready to cut a jig there for a minute with that tune you had. All right, we are now at item 8A. Citizens participation, considering the parameters and establishing guidelines for citizens participation at meetings. This was brought to us by a council member or two.
Yes.
Who's that council member? Was that you, Joe?
I brought it up.
You want to start?
I would, yeah, that's fine. This subject matter came up at our retreat. And the issue that had been communicated to several of us was priority for residents of the city in terms of public comment. And which I think is fair. And I looked at the public comment policies of other cities, such as League City. League City makes it very clear that it's residents that sign up to speak before council. It's residents. Galveston provides some flexibility, but it's at the option of the mayor, as best as I can understand it. But the priority, once again, is residents of the city. and just in general, looking at other cities as well too, there was always that word resident there as the individual. Now, others have individuals listed in it, individuals. And once again, if you need all the documents, they're all here. Those of you who are shaking your head, I don't talk about stuff without knowing what I have. Okay, there are others that use individuals. And so, okay, so use individual. Now, what as part of the discussion as well is, I think it's fair to prioritize. Oh, let me say, the other part of the discussion, as you guys may recall, is that it's perhaps not just agenda items that you come up and talk about, but as a resident, you're free, like Mr. Is it Fisher or the gentleman on Volney with his issue? That's a non-agenda item, but it was of concern to him as a resident of the city. So during our regular comment period, or Mr. Michnich, as a resident of our city, had issues, would provide and come up and make that. Now, Lamarque is a bit unique that we've always used the term individual, and that's opened the door to many individuals. And so we also had briefly discussed during the retreat the possibility of saying prioritizing residents, the input from our residents at our regular public comment period, and then, but respecting the history of Lamarque in terms of providing a forum of free speech, then keeping that door open at the end of our course of regular business, or old business and new business, and then opening it up either online or in person to individuals who wish to make any comments. That's kind of the scenario there, Mayor, in the summary.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Joe. Any other comments or questions or concerns?
One of the things that I'm concerned about is that we said citizens, but I think it's important that we have people who may have businesses in Lamarque to be able to speak. Because that's also, oh, I'm sorry, I thought I heard something.
Sorry.
Because that's also important. I'm not sure if I'm ready to change it for what it is now. And I just say that because some of the things that we've been seeing is because some of the slander from this council has caused some people to come up the way that they have. And if we want them to act right, I believe that it's important that we model that expectation. And we haven't been, and I think that is a real reason why we're talking about what's been happening. So I would encourage this council to raise their standard. Because if you don't want people to come and talk to you crazy, then you need to be careful about the slander and the lies that you're saying to not only other members of this team, but also people in the community. So let's be frank to say that's really why they're coming. And so I don't know if I'm really ready to change the process we have right now.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I think we have to have, I think the objective is to have some type of professionalism.
Really?
When I can guarantee you that if I wasn't on council and I was out there, this rule would change immediately. The same thing that's afforded to other people wasn't afforded to me in the past as a citizen. And we just have to have some professionalism. When you got these bad actors in the community that are disparaging and talking about, wives publicly at a council meeting, and then you got a mayor chuckling about it. It just, it's just not very professional, though. It's just not very, but so I think the objective.
You and I can have a conversation about that later. Yeah, we can have a conversation. I'm presiding. We can have a conversation about that later, but proceed.
So, I get it because we're literally the laughing stock of the county for council meetings. And it's you get these agitators from all over the county, and it's encouraged. They're actually invited here by elected officials that dislike me, which is fine. You don't have to, I don't care. But I think we do have to have some sort of professionalism up here when it comes to up here. What we're doing in our personal lives, that's completely separate. So, but, something to think about, because what's happened now wasn't the standard before. And if I wasn't up here, I guarantee it would be switched around immediately.
Are you done?
Yes.
Hold on, Joe. What's happened now wasn't the standard before. You're right. It wasn't the standard before, because we never had council members slander, libel, and insult people, not only inside of our city, not only outside of our city, but also the council. We never had that. And so it is different now. I know of individuals on this council that go to other cities and they're outsiders in other cities, and they go and disparage other mayors, and they go start problems in other cities that they don't live in. And so,
Businesses there.
yeah, well, I mean, we're talking about outsiders coming in. You said something else, Mr. Lowry. You said, if I was not on this council, this rule would have changed. Mr. Lowry, I just have to tell you, for 5 years running, you have been at that podium telling lies and casting aspersions on myself and Ms. Yancey for 5 years straight. And I let you. I didn't stop you, because this city and this council has had a tradition. Free speech, that's what you say you champion, but really you don't, because you want to speak freely about other people. You don't want to express your views like a good American, respectful. You want to cast aspersions, you want to lie, you want to libel and slander other people, because maybe it makes you feel good. Maybe you feel bad on the inside and you want to tear other people down. I don't know. I'm talking. Joseph, you don't scare me. And you are not going to bully me ever, not ever in life. So I'm going to finish what I'm going to say. And then Joe's going to talk, because Joe has something to say. This is a tradition this council has had. And it seems to me the rules, and this has nothing to do with Mayor Pro Tem. I want to be clear. I'm dividing. But as far as what you're saying, it's only because now people are coming up here and complaining to this council about one of our members. That's what's happening. And if you don't want people to come up here and share their concern, however they choose to share it, remember, free speech, however they choose to share it, then you have to remember you're a council member, not just on this dais, but when you're in your house, when you're on your job, when you're in the restaurants, when you're pumping gas, you are a council member. And there is no place for you to talk to people the way that you do and consider yourself a council member. And so I have thought about this, and I am opposed to changing it. I'm opposed to changing it, because changing it pacifies you. You're the only person that causes these types of problems. People come up, they talk about Kim. People come up, they talk about me. Some people have every now and again came up and talk about Joe. We sit here, we smile, we say thank you, we write things down. If in fact the record needs to be corrected, then the record is corrected, or we attempt to correct the record. But what you're doing is something other than that. And it's really sick, Joseph. It really is. I'll let you talk, but Mayor Pro Tem has to come in.
Yep, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. First, my initial comments were just a summary from the retreat, right, in the background. I'm comfortable in anything that we do. I like the history of what we do here. I think it is something that happens in a growing community. We learn how to deal with those things, and we learn to deal with each other as well too. So I'm comfortable in whichever direction we go in, and but I think I just repeat this one point. There have been residents that have approached me saying,
yeah,
God, we'd like for it to be a Lamarque show, right? A residence. And by the way, I've heard the term citizen. This has nothing to do with citizenship, just to be clear. It's if you reside in Lamarque and you have issues, you have basically a priority under what we had discussed as a thought. But I'm comfortable with whatever we decide to do.
Very good. Mr. Lowry, did you want to respond?
Yeah, it's ironic that you forget about what happened in the past, but you would interrupt me when we were doing, I had factual information from the county website, and you'd shut me down in meetings and you'd sick your police department on me multiple times. So you have a double standard, and that's fine. You can have your double standard because you're the king, you run the show.
Mhm.
But you've lied several times. What you don't like is me exposing it. That's what you don't like. And just like last Monday at 3 o'clock when you made your statement, I got more. Don't worry. I'll bring it out tomorrow.
Mayor,
I'd like for us to get back on point.
Yeah,
Yeah. Let's get back on point.
That's what Joseph does. He distracts. Or maybe he just doesn't understand. But you want to say something?
yes, I do. And all due respect for this, for the council, I think what we need to do is improve our behavior as a council and raise the standard of our own behavior, and perhaps we won't see what we've been saying. I think I've said that already. To this audacious body, I think it is important that if we have issues that we try to go to people one-on-one, as the good scripture says. The things that have been happening, because we're talking about citizens' participation, the threats, it's coming, the fake audios, the fake letters, the lies, the it's your voice and it's not your voice. I'm asking this council that we renounce that. We do have an ethics policy that we do follow. And I'm asking this council, all of our council members, that we look at that ethics policy that we passed and make sure that we understand what it means and that we are the ones to abide by it. And I think to this council, we will see that our citizens' participation won't be as hostile. And I think that's what you're talking about, Councilman Compion, is that we're trying to reduce the hostility. And I think we need to try first, making sure that our behavior is better, and maybe we revisit this in 6 months.
Yeah. Joseph, you can put out fake tapes or tapes of other people saying whatever you want them to say or whatever they're saying. Again, I am not a corrupt individual, never have been, never will be. Don't care what you do, don't care what you say. The reason people ought to know that is because you're trying to put something out to the community. I would have ran that straight to the DA. That's what I would have did. And I would have gotten results. And so people, that's how we know he's fake. And that's how we know that this is fake, because he tries to cast aspersions and slander people instead of running to the DA and getting some sort of resolution. Kim and I are still here. You know why? Because we've done nothing wrong. Now, we know that upsets you, and we know how you are. And we know that you're going to be very angry, and you're going to get really, really upset, and you're going to put out 85 million tweets, 79 videos, and 13 letters. But we know what that's about. We will not be bullied. Not on this dais. Now, we're going to wrap this up. And does anybody have a motion they want to make?
Please, Jesus.
That's the motion? Jesus,
Yes.
please. Can we second Jesus, please?
I move that we table this and revisit it in 6 months.
Um,
Go ahead.
Ms. Yancey, I would just suggest instead of tabling it, we just take no action.
Let's take
Okay.
action.
Just take no action at this time. And that
Very
way-
good.
That's fine.
Ms. Nance, it's 7:05 and we are we're almost at the end. What is this? 8-9, Ordinance Review Committee, Mission Clarification. Requesting a clarification of a mission statement and priorities, Ordinance Review Committee. Is that you, James Ross?
Mr. Medina's not here.
All right.
Yeah, I was like, I was gonna handle it, but he's here, so never mind.
Oh, you're, You got something to say about it? Because
No, it was just to read them in. At the last meeting during the manager's report, I submitted a memo regarding their last meeting where they were asking for clarification on a mission and kind of priorities from the council. That was about 2 weeks ago. This is just bringing it back to see if you all were ready to move forward.
so we kind of went in flying blind. We didn't, and we picked zoning because, as you heard in our meeting tonight, we're rezoning a district that was rezoned 4 or 5 years ago. So that was kind of the direction we went. And dear Lord, if you ever need take a good nap, read the International Building Code. Just on tiny homes right now my eyes bleed a lot. So, because I heard tiny homes, container homes, multi-use. So that's where we started at, because I was like, that was probably gonna be the most difficult. Let's start there. But if you have other things you would rather us do while we're researching the zoning ordinance that is going on in the state and trying to keep up with what Austin's doing right now, please give us other direction. We would like to follow the direction the council wants to give us. Would like to also look at the oldest ordinances we have. I mean, the homestead ordinance is a year younger than both you and I, Mayor. We talked about that
Yeah.
a while back. 1973 was the last time it was looked at. Might be able to be updated a little bit, just a little bit. So if there's a direction y'all want us to go in, the mission is more what y'all want from us than what we tell you we want to do, because everything we do has to come to y'all anyway,
Right,
or planning and zoning or wherever.
right. Go ahead, Joe.
This did come up at the last meeting. And actually, I asked the question, both in my mind, some clarity, because when we acted on this in council, we really didn't provide it. We presently have at our website the description of mission as a temporary advisory board whose purpose shall be to make recommendations to the city council pertaining to the review of portions of the code of ordinances, the portions of the code of ordinances. And and I've looked at some other done some online research. And if I'd be permitted, I'm gonna, Mr. Ross too, I'm gonna bring back some thoughts on mission to the next meeting of the ordinance board.
September 2nd.
And let us talk about it more there, and then bring back some suggestions to council. Because I really think it comes down to, as a work, identifying outdated, conflicting, and ineffective ordinances that we have in Lamarque.
Exactly.
And those, I think that's a priority there.
Yeah.
So
looking at that.
when I went and had a conversation with Miss Holly, if you look at our ordinances, we'll go with my favorite donut shop, because greatest, there's one ingredient, you make it, add different toppings to it. But a donut shop is light industrial, commercial, and industrial by our ordinances. Right? So light industrial, take raw material to create a product, period. That is light industrial. So big Hobart mixer mixes it, yeast rises, and it all goes into the fryer, right? The commercial side is the bake shop out front where you're selling your donut. But your waste oil collection tank, you must get a conditional use permit for industrial to do that. So does it really work? And that would be the same thing with McDonald's or a pizza shop or anything else like that. So yeah, we just need to clean up and make it easier. Also in our light industrial, 10 gauge steel. And if you're not real familiar with 10 gauge, it's a piece of sheet metal you can shake. 9/64 of an inch thick, 35 pieces of paper. Not really. That's our light industrial, or our industrial, excuse me. I mean, we could probably move that up so that we could get the aerospace industry in here.
Yeah.
Do some pieces and parts for a door that goes on something. You know?
Yeah.
Those are the things that we as the board and the council need to look at so that we can start drawing the businesses in that we want to bring into the city.
Yeah. Let's, I think Joe has a good plan. Let's open it up just for if any of us have any questions or anything that we would like the ordinance review committee to consider here in the near and dear future. Anyone?
The considerations for things that we want them to review, we have to uniformly come to a agreement about what we request them to,
I think
what
it's just
ordinances.
Yeah.
I think it's just a guide for right now.
Yeah, I think that they're gonna work that part of it out
Mhm.
and bring it back to us. But if you have something right now, I think you can clear it now.
I can always write down notes
Yeah.
and take it to them.
I'm not doing anything without talking to Ms. Holly first.
Ms.
And
Nancy?
so once I do that, then I'll make that, yeah.
You want us to send them to you?
If there was anything in particular that someone wanted, outside of if you think of it not up here, send
Well,
them
I
to me
have
and I will
already, but
distribute.
Outside, I got you.
I have already given them to her, so.
Yeah. Anyone else?
So, I do have some concerns. My biggest thing is trying to find out what are the best practices of cities our size. As far as when it comes, especially coastal cities, that kind of thing. I know people have been concerned about mechanic shops. I think we talked about that. They don't want that and as their next door neighbor.
People don't want Great Wolf Lodge looking into the tank farm out on the other side of it, but it happened.
I don't know. But I think if we look at some of the best practices of the newer ordinances and just try to get to see, what is the identity, what is the vision that the county is going into, as well. So so we can kind of be in sync with the entire county, because everyone is going into tourism, transportation, that kind of thing. So that's what I would encourage you to look, but I put it in writing and give it to Kiera and Miss Holly.
Anyone else?
I think we need to. I was talking to Ms. Holly about this one day. We need to establish an ordinance that will require our council to have at least a minimum number of operating days, whether that be 120 days, 90 days in our reserves. I think that's important. Yeah. So. But as far as the mission goes, it sounds like you all are gonna work on your mission and bring that back to us for consideration. You've heard a few things here from the council, so we got a few things you can be working on in the interim, and I'm sure we'll see you back next meeting.
Yes, sir. And September 2nd. Welcome.
Welcome.
That's your meeting. At
Yeah.
what time?
6 o'clock.
Joe is already going. If two more of us go, let's remind Ms. Nan so that she can post a notice of possible quorum. Because where there are three, we have a quorum. City managers report. Item 9. Look at that, Ms. Nance. You're gonna owe Ms. Holly a hamburger.
So I have a dime over here waiting. So on this, do you want to hear from Stacy about the municipal court? Because she is online if you would
If
like to
she's
hear from
online,
her.
we most certainly would love to hear from Ms. Stacy.
Okay.
Hello, Ms. Stacy.
Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yes, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Do y'all have questions for me about the report that I submitted to you for the July stats?
Does anyone have any questions yes, we have Mayor Pro Tem.
Yes, sir.
I have on the, here's just something that popped out at me as I looked at this. This is the monthly, what is it? The monthly
The
report.
Yes, sir.
And what popped out at me was the number of, let me find it again here. the number of, there it is, the number of arrest warrants issued for Class C misdemeanors. And Chief, you might be able to help on this too.
I can explain that. I'm so sorry.
Yes, please.
Okay, so if you look, you may not have them in front of you, but I do. So in June, we were not able to issue our warrants as we'd like to because our software crashed. And it crashed more than once due to some server issues and iDrive being full issues. And so because of that, we gave everybody who was due during that time period an additional 30 days, which brought them into July. So that's why you see more warrants issued in July. So if it kind of helps you, in June, we had 187 arrest warrants and 0 KPS warrants because of that computer issue. So in July, we had to play catch up, and that is why you see 359 arrest warrants and 133 KPS warrants. It was a backlog.
Okay, backlog. So that makes more sense there.
Yes.
Because those are like the least of the serious stuff. Like this could be in some cities driving a bicycle without a light or something like that.
Well,
That true?
you- if you receive a Class C violation, you have to appear. If you do not appear, an arrest warrant is issued. A warrant is issued for your arrest.
So these are no-shows then.
I would defer to Stacy on that, but I would hazard a guess. Most, if not all of these are no shows.
Failure of appear. Oh, you should understand
Correct.
those. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thanks.
Have you failed to appear?
One time. I did one time. City of Santa Fe. City of Santa Fe. Thank God they knew me.
We just wanted you to clarify the record, Joe. You said I'm familiar with that.
Yeah. Oh, Lowry News is going to do a story on that.
Oh,
Watch out.
man. Then it's not gonna be accurate. It's not gonna be accurate. All right. Chief, we're having such a good time. Did you want to come join the party? No, not you, Chief. We talking about the
Fire
fire chief.
chief.
Oh,
Look, is this your report or was it falsified?
July
Fire
4th.
Department statistics.
Did you want to come and join the party? We got 3 minutes. Ms. Holly's gonna have to give Ms. Nance 10 cents, and I'm just trying to even it out. Maybe she'll give her 5.
So if I drag this out for 4 minutes,
No,
somebody else.
sir.
Then she don't get.
No, sir. We got bets going on here.
Gotcha. Evening, Mayor and Council. This is just the standard, annual report we put out post 4th of July. Unfortunately, due to some system issues, we didn't get it to you sooner than this report, but I'm willing to take any questions. I can give the numbers out publicly if y'all'd like me to. It's really up to y'all.
Any questions for Chief Merriman as it relates to the July 4th fire report? You have a question?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Lyle?
On the arson stuff, how did the dog do? Were you able to utilize the puppy? Yes, he was. And that's why we only had 4 arson investigators on fireworks patrol that night, because they were working a case. 2 of them were working a case instead of and they still confiscated 1,138 fireworks.
Wow.
What do you do with them?
We dispose of them
I know.
safely
Out.
in
Safely.
water.
Oh, in the water?
No, we soak them in water
Oh,
so
okay,
that they
I
get
understand.
disposed of
You
properly.
just don't blow them up or
No,
something like that. Okay. Thanks.
After you soak them in water, you discard them?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Anyone else? Thank you, Chief.
Thank y'all.
Ms. Holly, items for the good of the order.
Yes, sir. I've got a couple of them. I'd like to start off with that the city offices will be closed on Monday, September the 1st for Labor Day, and our emergency and trash services will operate as normal. The Lamarque Fire Department is going to host a free car seat check event on September the 17th, Wednesday from 10 to 1. And if you'll make an appointment, you can find a link on our website. The Unified Town Hall will be Saturday, October the 4th, and resource information tables will be available starting at 10. The town hall will be from 11 to 12:30 at the Central Fire Station, and we're looking for a really good turnout on that. Save the date for the annual trunk or treat. That's going to be Thursday, October the 23rd at the library parking lot. And the Christmas parade theme this year is a Nutcracker Christmas. Save the date for December the 2nd. And one of the things I have for you is I don't know that y'all have been getting this. I am passing out, it's a vision test. So you really have to be able to read carefully. But these are the grants that we currently have operating in the city, which has been handed out once before. Alice Ashley has been responsible for many of them, and we're at 81,237,000. That is just a tremendous amount of grant opportunity that's happened for this community. But what this does on the far left tells you who's funding it, name of the project, what the project cost is, what they're giving, what we have to provide. So I will be providing this data to you, if not monthly, maybe quarterly, just so you see the activity that is happening in the city. And it's a big deal. I mean, this community has a lot to be thankful for with the amount of money that we're getting in. The other information is the EDC and the railroad look to have pretty much finalized their settlement agreement, and that will end up freeing up about 1.3 million that will be coming into the city. And I think that Gus is going to try to work his magic and get that check to us earlier rather than later. And as I told you on my weekly report, we had open GovIn last week, and they are updating our financial software from what's known as STW, and it's becoming OpenGov. It's actually the same company, but it will now be in the cloud. And with that, we're going to be establishing stricter financial controls, because I think that's something that is really, really necessary for the community. It's been a little bit loose, and I'd like to see things really tightened up. And so we're going to be very democratic in how we share the pain. So just know that there may be impacts to the council, as much as like limiting how much we use Gus's time, because he is as expensive as uranium. So we need to be careful with that. And so those will be coming to you. And those are what I have for you for the good of the order.
Very good. 7:23. We do not have an executive session, nor do we have any actions taken from executive session. So let's move now to requests and announcements. Council, I hope that I don't have to read this to us.
No.
We are all adults.
We move.
Ms. Griffin, do you have any requests or announcements?
Yes, Miss Kiera, just a reminder that I am doing Labor Day breakfast for the two groups. You remember? Okay. Are we going to have space at the Unified Town Hall, the council members?
We can set it up however you want it set up.
I guess, yes. So we can meet residents?
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere that afterwards we can go to our place and meet the residents. Okay, okay. Why did I write December 2nd down? I can't remember. I yield.
Yes.
Mr.
Lowry.
Again, thank you to everybody that worked so hard on the budget, getting that all taken care of. Thank you for all your hard work, Mrs. Holly. One of the things that I do need to get is I've requested for a few weeks now, the discretionary funds go to the Marque Citizens Police Academy Alumni Association. It has been a donation that has been longstanding for my seat a decade back. I know that we were getting some pushback on it. They are a member of the community. They are a good standing member. They're a 501c3. They meet all the criteria. So if I could get that before we run out of time, that would be excellent. Okay. And that I give.
Ms. Yancey.
Okay, what I would like to encourage us to have is swag for October 4th for the town hall meeting.
Okay.
You know, things with Lamarque on it and stuff like that. And just to bring that city pride to have that. And we normally do have the swag. I just want to, it's been, at least I do when we do the city council. We want to make sure we have enough. The last time, I remember one time we ran out, but we remember to order early. You know, we had t-shirts we gave out. I love Lamarque t-shirts and all that. So we can make sure that we have that for the town hall. But what is our norm, because District 8 has most of the schools in our district, is I would like to send a flower from me to the schools. And that can come from to the principals.
Okay.
And that can come from my discretionary account. So that's Giles, our feeder school, Giles, Ignite, Abundant Life, the high school, and then the college. To the president, because those are where our kids go to.
Haley.
That's another district.
Oh, you're in your district.
My district. So just to say, welcome back, that kind of thing. So we could do that. And then I normally try to give a sizable donation to each school, but I need to look at and see what I have left after we do the flower.
Okay.
Okay. Just to say welcome back, we're in support if you need us, that kind of thing. And then everyone have a safe Labor Day, and this is the last holiday before fall, and don't forget about our high school students that are back in school and playing games. And because I'm that chick, hook 'em horns, we're gonna beat Ohio on Saturday.
No, you're not. They're playing Ohio State, ma'am.
We're gonna beat Ohio. Come on,
They're
Sally.
not playing Ohio.
Sally, we're gonna miss Miss Sally of District 8. Thank you so much for all of your volunteer work. This is her last week. We know you're gonna come visit us, but thank you so much for your positivity and your support of the city. Come hell or high water, you've always said you wanted the best for the city of Lamarque, and we are going to really miss you. But I know you're going to, that area to hook them. I know. So, but come back and visit us, Miss Sally. But you've been a joy to work with, and you provided so much fun. You made this fun. Thank you, Mary.
Yeah. They're not playing Ohio. They're playing Ohio State. It's two totally different colleges. Texas and Texas A&M. Yeah, you get it.
Trying to be funny.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Welcome, baby.
Several things to
Took him
see.
anyway.
It's Shannon's still here. This is
He's in the back.
yeah, this is an item on, if I were not here, I'd be on that side during the public comments. The work at the high school, which is great, it's looking great, except for one problem. The work that's going on at the stadium side, which was the old baseball stadium, which has now been taken down, is basically a dust yard. And we're all seniors there, or disabled individuals. And every morning we wake up with dust caked on all our vehicles. And the road is atrocious. It would never be acceptable in any community in Houston or River Oaks or League City. The road is atrocious. There's mud on that road that dries up and cars passing by for the school. And so it just continues. They need to wash down the road. They need to wash down that road. And so I'm sending that same request over to the superintendent with pictures on that side. It's really not acceptable on that side. Number two, I was reviewing, and I'm going to hand this over to you, Ms. Holly. I was reviewing the city website. Here it is. And this is, and once again, Shannon and Ms. Holly, I'm going to hand this to you. Meryl, I think I have an extra copy. But this is an announcement that we had on our own website regarding the community development block grant mitigation, and the numbers are there. This was dated 2024. And all work occurring in the city of Lamarque, the right of way from the southeast side of Elm Drive to the midpoint of Elm Drive, and then Studio Drive from Studio Drive, Shady Lane. And then that's water improvements, it says. Shall install water lines and fire hydrants. Then it says, this is the part that I find interesting to all of us, resurface the road and complete associated appurtenance there.
I read
Not the
that
fancy word for. I
because
guess
those
other
were my
stuff that comes
streets.
in. But then, Miss Holly, it goes on to list all these streets.
They're in my district.
And you know, we just got a discussion about our roads. I'd like to figure out, what does that mean? Resurface the road, and then it has all of these areas, which are basically, looks like all the roads in the city of Lamarque almost, that are under this. So I'd like some clarity there.
Okay.
From somebody, and I'll pass that on
Thank you.
that side. I'll also pass on, this is something from the Texas State Comptrollers when I asked you about our hot tax stuff, which was included in income and our revenue side, but not specifically hot tax. It was on other revenue. But this is a reminder of data to the Texas Comptroller's Office by more than the 1,200 incorporated cities about any description of activities regarding eminent domain. We haven't had any of that recently, but our local government debt reporting, and then our local hotel occupancy tax. I focus on the hot tax, Ms. Holly, because we have not filed the reports in several months on the hot tax
Okay.
to the state. And so once again, I'll pass that on to you.
Thank you, sir.
On that side. And then this popped up yesterday. I've talked about the unclaimed funds that both the city of Lamarque has and the fire department. I don't know if you were able to follow up, Chief Merriman, with that, but it turns out our good friend Dwight Sullivan picked up on the same idea. And tomorrow and on Wednesday, they're going to be giving county residents 2 opportunities to claim their money that's been escheated to the state of Texas. So tomorrow at the Galveston County Annex Office at Leak City on Calder Drive from 9:30 to 4:30. And then on Wednesday as well at the Galveston County Jury Assembly Room in Galveston, right there at 59th, to turn left at the post office, from 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. So I would urge you to go to that unclaimed site, look up your name and number of your business or your friends, your family, see what's there, and go claim the money. I will probably be asking about the city of Lamarque, Miss Holly, since we probably don't have anybody that we can spare to go over. But if you authorize me to, I can ask what we can do to collect our money as well too on that side. So just it's information only, guys, information only. So such negativity when we're trying to get money. All right.
You don't give it that day?
Yeah, I just can't believe negativity on money, but anyway, that's a reminder to everybody that that's happening as well too. And once again, everybody have a great holiday as well too on that side. And Miss Holly, I want to say thank you so much for your patience with all of us, with me especially, because working with you on the issues associated with your housing and everything else, it's been challenging. So thank you for your patience.
Thank you for all you've done.
Thanks.
Joe,
Yes, sir.
on that, claim your unclaimed property, does it have to be, it doesn't have to be, monies that the county holds. It could be any.
Oh, no,
unclaimed-
these are monies held by the state of Texas. And then there's another website you can go to check anywhere in the United States.
Okay.
It's two sites you can look.
Yeah.
But they give a site that you can look at here. It's called claimittexas.org. Claimittexas.org,
Yeah.
and you can go there and check.
But if you have unclaimed property with any other entity, it doesn't just have to be Galveston County, it
Well,
could be
no,
any.
no, that's any entity.
Gotcha, gotcha.
And I can tell you it works because I had one with a utility deposit. I wanted to try it. And suddenly I got a check in the mail, maybe last week or something.
Yeah,
with that.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. Very good. Ms. Holly, I wanted to ask us to the council next meeting to be furnished with a report on the storm reserve fund. You talked about
Yes,
a fund that
the disaster fund.
the disaster fund, thank you. We are in the middle of hurricane season, and we want to make sure that we have everything we need in case there is a storm in the Gulf. There is one system that is floating its way this way, not necessarily predicted to be in the Gulf, but it's getting, and it will get too close for my comfort, all of our comfort, to the Gulf. So let's make sure that we are preparing in every way possible. I wanted to congratulate the Invent Group. We finally got you in. Expect great things from you guys. You already are doing great things in our community over with our neighbors over in Hitchcock. And we expect a continuation of those great things over here in Lamarque. You all are bringing jobs and sales tax and occupying one of our structures that would otherwise perhaps not be occupied. It uniquely fits what you all do. And we are hopeful that Lamarque uniquely fits what you do and that we will have a long-lasting relationship. But congratulations. Tonight, your final reading passed, and I believe you all are good to go. Thank you for staying the entire meeting.
Just in case.
I wanted to also thank the council for voting for the 39-cent tax rate. It is a rate that is the exact same rate as last year. Is that right, Ms. Holly?
That is correct.
And it is important, James Osteen, that we voted for that rate because that is the rate that ties us into this potential police station. Is it not? Yes, it is. And so I see 1, 2, 3 handsome officers back there. Chief Argonne thinks that he is the most handsome, but I don't know. I'm looking at 3 that are equally as handsome. Your council acted tonight, took another step, if you will, to do right by the police department. And that step was to hold that tax rate at 39 cents. Thank you, council, for voting for that. American labor. Labor Day is September 1st, I believe. And it is a celebration of American labor. There is no greater workforce in this world, my friend, than the American worker. I had the privilege to be a part of a union. And I will tell you that it is a proud moment for every union and every worker in this country to be acknowledged for the contribution that we make to this country. Labor built this country. This country was built on the backs of hardworking folks, and we will continue to thrive on the backs of hardworking folks, and not just police and fire and electrical workers and plumbers union and pipe fitters and all of those, but let's also remember those folks that work at the Walmart, at the Dollar General, right? At the McDonald's. Those folks too are American workers, and we ought to celebrate their contribution to this great, great country as well. Happy Labor Day to each and every one of you. And last but certainly not least, it is a sad day in Lamarque because Mrs. Sally Austin is leaving the scene. I wish we had somebody that could kidnap you. Never mind, don't worry about it. Miss Sally, I have known you and you have been a wonderful contribution to our city. You have served on various boards and various positions throughout this city, not just with this municipality. Lastly, you served on the Building Standards Commission, I believe, with distinction. Your chairman is in the back. David looks like he want to cry. We will miss your presence in this community, but we do understand that life goes on. And you have a wonderful young man that you call son in a different part of the great state of Texas. And you need to spend as much time with him and his family as possible. And we can respect that. And so we will let you go. James won't kidnap you this time. You see James Ross, he's waiting on our cue. I'm teasing, but I'm not teasing about how you will be sorely missed. And we appreciate your friendship. We appreciate your service and your volunteerism in this community. And we are certainly going to have trouble finding people, not just one, but people to fill your shoes. Congratulations. You deserve it. You deserve a happy retirement. Absolutely. If there's nothing further, I'll look at Ms. Holly again to see if we missed anything.
I motion to adjourn.
You just want to give your 10 cent away, don't you? For those of you that don't know, we had a good time tonight. We mixed it up a little bit. But before that, we were kidding about our long meetings. And the over and under on the bet between Miss Nance and Miss Holly was 2 hours. And we are at 1 hour and 42 minutes. And so I think Miss Holly's gonna owe Miss Nance 10 cents. There's nothing further? You said less? Well, does she owe you 10 cents? Oh, there it is. Oh, the last thing is, I believe, Miss Nance, this is mailed to our residents. It needs approval. And so be looking for our quarterly progress report. As much information as we can get to your fingertips so that you can know the moves and the movements of the city, and you can get an idea of what your council is doing and what your community is doing, the better for all of us. So look out for this in your mail. And if there's nothing further, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second? All in favor? We stand adjourned.